Hey friends. So I think this week's episode, and I think I'm going to get it done this week, but this week's episode, I think by the time I've edited this, it'll be like a compilation of various clips. So today is November 26th. Mom has been gone for 5 months today at like 10:15 p.m. if we're going to get into details. But 5 months. Oof. I am about to finish. I am on like the last 3 brioche rows. So really it's 6 rows because when you knit brioche, you have to do each row twice. Glutton for punishment. Which is why I love it. It's so squishy at the end. It's like level 2 fun, but for knitting. Like when I do endurance sports, it's the kind where like I'm doing it and then I'm like, what am I doing? This is terrible. I question my life decisions, but then you look back and you're like, that was fucking rad. Brioche knitting is kind of like that. You're like, why do I have to do each row twice? But the outcome and the retrospective is totally worth it. So that's my plug for brioche. But I'm so close to being done to that star sign sampler shawl. And then need to decide on my next new project that's going to be like more like mom knitting. But also we may go through my whips before I edit and publish this episode because they're a little embarrassing and there are a lot of them. And some of them I started so long ago that I am like not even remotely close to the same size, so they probably need to get frogged. So that could be kind of a fun excursion for us to do, internet friends. I also just wanted to put out there, it is the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, so I'm holding a lot of space for people who have some grief within the holidays. This is my first set of holidays without my mom, and we did our family Thanksgiving on Sunday, and I tried to make my mom's signature family dinner dish, and it was not hers. It wasn't quite a miss, but it wasn't her hit. So I got to keep working on that. And I also just picked up an advent calendar. When I was a little kid, my mom used to get us advent calendars every year, and I stopped doing that when my kids were born because, well, mom got them when Bella was teeny, but then, my son was young when my ex-husband and I split up. So with the kids bouncing back and forth, it never, I don't know, it didn't seem to make sense. But this year I wanted to get myself an advent calendar because I was like, that's something that mom used to do. And so mine should be coming soon. And then I found advent calendars for my kids who are now like, one is a college student and an adult. The other 2 are high school students. They may think I'm bananas, but I don't care. I'm doing it for mom and for finding new ways to incorporate her presence and her memory into the holidays. So I'm excited to show you my finished star sign shawl. I bet I can get it like blocked and done in photos and we can talk about it. And then we'll talk about what's next and this whole going through the Patty Lyons book to learn about my knitting because it's what mom would have done. I will talk with you guys soon. Hey, good morning, friends. So I'm back. I think we're going to trial doing like a week of little clips rather than just a full episode of me rambling at y'all. So I did finish my star sign shawl last night. I don't want this podcast to become what Mira hates about knitting because Mira loves a lot of stuff about knitting. However, if I never had to sew in another thread, I could be okay with that. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. And like, look, here we go. Ready? Look at this gorgeous freaking monster. It's, I'm really pleased with how it came out. When I first started it, I was like, this is kind of like Lisa Frank is calling and wants the 90s back. But I totally dig it. So I think this is going to be really fun if I'm wearing like black on black for work to kind of add a pop of color. And I really love how at the end, like the last section, the border section of the shawl is just going through all of the different colors, the minis, the main color and the contrast in the texture stitch and the 2-color brioche rib. And I can't explain to you how squishy and fabulous brioche is. Like, I love it. So yes, I have 3 million threads to do, but, and then I'm gonna block it, but like, I love it. So yes, still have to figure out if I'm just plowing through and finishing at least the other sweater that I started in the spring. I'll 100% cop to things that I started when mom was alive. I'm having trouble with. I get big feelings about the stuff that like she saw that she won't see finished. Yeah. So, but I'm gonna keep sewing these in. Oh, I'm about to lose my needle somewhere down by my desk, but so excited that it's done. And I will definitely show it to you once it has been blocked. I'm back kind of quickly. I did want to do my what is Mira wearing section. And I actually find I wear my hand knits pretty frequently, particularly when I'm working, because I feel like it's a me way to do like business casual, right? So this is my Sprig top, and Sprig, gosh, I knit this one a while ago. Let me look in my Ravelry. I love this sweater. I've made 2 versions of it. One in this brown, and when did I finish it? Stand by, here we go. I finished this thing. This is a 10-year-old sweater. And like, it's held up really well. There's not a lot of pilling. The stitch definition is still really great. You can see there's this beautiful little kind of cabled leaf detail, hence the name Sprig. And what did I knit it in? I did it in Cascade Yarns Alpaca Lana Doro, which I loved knitting with. It's not itchy. It's worsted weight. It's 50% alpaca, 50% wool. It was very, it was pretty affordable to make a sweater out of. And so this was the first Sprig that I made. And again, I made this in April. I finished it in April of 2014. And then I made a second one, actually that same year. I was on a tear, and I made that one out of Malabrigo Rios. So, love Alana Dacos's patterns. I'm a little bit sad that she had a podcast like 10 years ago, Never Not Knitting, which is her handle. I loved that podcast, and I was very sad when she stopped it. So, but her pattern books are beautiful. She had 2 books called Botanical Knits that are all kind of like leaf and twig and whatnot. Really beautiful designs. So anyway, that's what I'm wearing today. This is one of my absolute favorite sweaters in the world. I wear it frequently. It is raglan, like an offset raglan, to let you then pick up stitches for this neckline. It's not cropped, but it hits me. It's not long either. I don't know if you can see, and just ignore my mess, but it kind of goes just to my hip, which is a really flattering length for my body. And it's got like half sleeves, goes just to my elbow. This one, I put a cute little button on. But yeah, I love this sweater. It's one of my total favorites. So hopefully I'm not gonna put my thumb over the camera, because I'm just holding my camera because I don't yet have a stand for this whole blogcasting thing, whatever. I did start. I was like, I am going to just take action, messy action. We are ready, fire, aim. So I started on the swatch from Patty Lyons's book, the workbook of knitting tips and tricks. So she has you start with just kind of an extended swatch with various stitch patterning to really understand the construction of your stitches. So that is what I'm doing for today. Oh, get little kitty visits. They've been spatting at each other, but the big guy up top, that's Hemingway. And then I don't know if you can see her, the little girl in the brown box, that is Margot. Those are our 2 cats. I believe my dog is around here somewhere, but not on the couch in his usual spot at the moment. Anyway, more coming. I still have to show you a mom piece for this week. So it's the morning after Thanksgiving, and I think one thing that they don't tell you when you lose someone is that, you know what, the first Thanksgiving without her, it felt weird, but I was okay. But this morning, now I've done one, and now I know that I need to do more. And that feels hard today. Just these threads left. I don't know why I keep calling them threads. They're ends, but for some reason they're threads because I was sewing needle, but I only have a handful left, and then I'll be able to get this blocking. I was wearing it last night because I was chilly, even though it still had a fringe that wasn't intended. And I'm realizing I can't decide if I'm going to upload this today, like try to actually edit it and upload it, or if I'm going to go home and on Monday grab another piece of Mom's knitting, because I don't think I have anything up here in the condo. So yeah, anyway, but those are my musings for the morning after the holiday. Actually feels harder than the holiday. So this is how I block when I am not at home and don't have my blocking mats. And I didn't even have enough garbage bags to put down, but this is a tip from Andrea Mowry, to use rather than using towels or something, the plastic bag underneath, somehow really, this dried right overnight. I did see, you can probably hear that. There's Baxter. Hi Baxter. You step on this and oh my. Anyway, but this is my finished Star Sign sampler shawl by Leslie Ann Robinson, who is Knit Graffiti. I adore this. I will show you this styled in a little bit here. But I love it. It's beautiful. Super stoked with how this turned out. Good morning. Okay, so this is gonna be the last clip because I just want to get this thing edited because I'm gonna try to do that. I'm so proud. And then posted. It doesn't have all of the right segments and messy forward action. Better to have it posted than languishing in iMovie. But I showed you my finished sampler. By the way, I haven't like rolled out of bed, and I'm still working on coffee. So like, I don't know if you've noticed, but we are authentic here. Hey, I just wanted to show you something that I kind of took out of hibernation because I had started working on this, I think last February maybe. I started working on it when Mom was alive. It is, I don't remember the name of it, and I don't have my Ravelry handy, but I will link it in the comments. It is this absolutely good Sizzle Pop. There we go. Woof. Oh my God. Sizzle Pop Sweater. Look at that flippin' beautiful brioche patterning. This is another one of Knit Graffiti, Leslie Ann Robinson's patterns. I really love her patterns. This is maybe going to turn into a Knit Graffiti Stan account. I don't know. And then the yarn is from Purple Lamb Fibers. It's a DK, super squishy, beautiful, beautiful hand dye. I think that the main color is called Beowulf. And then the other one is like an eggplant or a plum. But I'm past where you've separated for the sleeves. I'm just knitting the body, and then I'll do the hem. I'm probably about an inch away from starting on the hem, and then I have to journey onto the sleeves. So, but before I go leaping into, new projects, and I did start that swatch for the knitting tips and tricks, so I feel like I am still not avoiding this journey of, learning to do something other than just blindly following other people's patterns. So, that's going to be this episode. I hope you're well. I hope you had a thoughtful and heartful holiday if you're in the US. I'm not at home, so I'm going to do just a land acknowledgement. Here in Vermont, we are on Abenaki land, given that it was Thanksgiving here in the States. Just knowing that I was lucky enough to be with family, but what the real meaning of that holiday did to other families, it's important to acknowledge. So yes, be well, move forward with love, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Oh, I'm supposed to say this. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble, y'all. But also, if you are enjoying this, please hit like and subscribe and share a link. Tell your friends. Maybe you know someone who's grieving or someone who's a knitter and is trying to understand more about themselves. Be well. Okay, so I actually found a picture of something that Mom had knit, and you're going to get to see my mama. And this is my now 16-year-old son, Bridger, wearing a hand knit sweater that Mom made for him, and she had also made a matching one for his big sister, Isabella. I'm sure it's probably in storage somewhere, but God, she loved being a grandma. You can see she had another project on the couch next to him. But I thought I'd share that for something that Mom knit for this week's episode. All right, now I really mean it. Be well, go forward with love, and I will see you guys next time.